Hey y'all, I want to welcome you to today's workout. So today we're going to be doing some stretches, more of like a yoga-ish type stretching. So if you have blocks, I would recommend grabbing some blocks. If you don't have blocks, maybe grab your pillow from your bed or your couch, something to help assist you in some of these stretches. All right, so we're going to start in a rest pose position. You got my Elvis the yoga cat here. So we're going to come up into a tabletop position, and then I want you to bring your big toes together and splay your knees out nice and wide. So the wider they are, the more kind of give you'll have in this, and then we're going to extend our bottom back towards our heels and slowly extend the arms out and drop the forehead down. Now if this is too much on the backs of your knees, you can always grab a block, bring the knees in a little closer here, or this is where that pillow you could put directly underneath. Also, if your forehead is not fully resting on the mat, you can use your block to rest it here or that pillow. So what I want you to do is just find that comfortable position and just take some nice deep breaths in and out. And I want you to think about really trying to lower your bottom down to your heels. So pushing that body back, that nice active stretch. And then if you want to deepen your stretch a little bit into the arms and the upper part of your back, you can lift your forearms up, and then you can even make spider fingers. So your hands are coming up like this rather than all the way flat. And let's go ahead and rise on up nice and slow. We'll come back to that tabletop position. We line up our shoulder to our wrist and our hip to our knee. And let's drop the belly, arching that back, raise the chin and the chest up. And then reverse, moving that vertebrae one at a time to round. Really pressing into the hands and feeling those shoulder blades move away from one another. And then go ahead and arch the back. And find your own flow here. Maybe you want to hang out in one position more than the other. That's totally fine. Moving with precision and control so we get the maximum out of this movement here. And let's go ahead and bring it to that nice neutral position. And we're going to move into a rocking cat-cow. So we're going to take our hands and we're going to move in one handprint forward. And then we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to round our spine, drop our bottom to our heels, or at least towards it. And then you're going to come up. And I want you to shift forward to where your shoulders come over your wrist. And we arch that back, raise the chin and the chest. And then reversed, round the spine, dropping that bottom back. You can keep your pillow on those legs if you'd like, if you need that little assistance. And we come up nice, just easy slight arch of the back. And let's go one more. And bring it back to that neutral position. We're going to take our hands back. We're going to move into what is called thread the needle. So we're going to take our left hand and our palm is going to be facing up towards the ceiling. You're going to take that hand so the palm is facing the belly, and you're just going to thread that arm through. I'll give you a different angle here. So this way. And then you're going to extend out that arm, and then you're just going to try to lower your head down to the ground. Again, this is where that block or a pillow will come in handy if you need it for your head to rest. Or you can extend it out, because I'm going to give you a few options here. You can take this top arm, the right arm, and extend it out and give you that lift on the block, or you can lower the hand down. And then very slowly just drag that hand in. We're going to press ourselves on up, and we're going to come back to that tabletop position so then we can do it on the other side. So we'll take that right hand, palm faces up towards the belly, And we thread that needle through, lowering the hand down. And then take your hand, extend it out, either up on the block, or you can take the hand behind the back. I'm not going to lay my head all the way down because I have my little earpiece in. So really try to think about, stretching out the right shoulder, and you'll feel this into your back as well. And then let's drag that hand on in. We're going to press ourselves on up, and we're going to come back yet again to that tabletop position. So the next position I want you to get in, I want you to bring your big toes together, and your knees will go out almost about mat's distance apart. We're going to take the right hand and move it to the center of the body. And then let's take that left hand behind the back. So we're going to inhale as we drop that arm down, just giving yourself a little bit of a twist in. And then you're going to open up, lifting that elbow up and out towards the ceiling. And then we're going to drop it back down and open it back up. And down and up. You can even look back at that shoulder if you'd like. And twist. If you want, let's go ahead and extend that arm up if you'd like a little bit of a deeper stretch. And then lower it back down and bring it back to center. Give that right wrist a little roll if your wrists are kind of feeling it just from being in this tabletop position. And then we'll switch, so we'll take the left hand to the center of the body. And that right hand goes behind the back. And then you're going to drop that elbow down and then twist to open up. And you may find that you are not getting a lot of twist or rotation here. That's okay. This part of the back that we're stretching is a pretty sticky area. So the more you do this, just to kind of open it up, you'll feel that loosening up a little bit more and more range of motion. All right, if you want, you can try to extend that arm up nice and straight, really twist and kind of reach up and back. And then we lower that hand down and bring it all the way back in. Let's sit back, and we're going to take our wrist and just give ourselves a little bit of a roll. Now for this next one here, you may want to bring one, or if you have two blocks, great. You're going to place them up here. If you can hold on, if you have something you can hold on to, that would help too. But I want you to bring your left leg forward. I don't care how you get it up. It doesn't have to be graceful. Just get it up there. And then we're going to take this back knee, and we're going to kind of just shimmy it away from that heel of the front foot. And this is where your blocks will come in handy, or at least something to hold on to. So give yourself enough space just to where you start to feel the stretch in the hip. So I'm going to do a little demo holding on to the wall for you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to extend that leg back. So here you may be like, okay, I'm feeling this already. Just stop right there. You can take your hands on your hips. You can place your hand on your leg. Find something to prop up on if you're feeling a little unstable. But I want you to bring that foot and you're going to flex it. And then you're going to move back forward, coming into that lunge. And then shift back so the leg is straight and the foot is flexed. And let's do it again. Forward. So hip stretch, hamstring stretch. All right, let's move forward into this, and we'll hold it here. So we'll really help to open up that hip. Just give ourselves a little bit more time here. So thinking about what the back is doing, we don't want to arch. We want it to be in a nice neutral spine. So we're just keeping the natural curves of our spine without putting it too much into an arch or a rounding. And then let's go ahead and shift back, flex the foot. This is where two blocks come in handy, or even one block. Here's two. So I got this one and this one. I'm going to move that just so you can see what I'm doing. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that this right hip is not jutting out to the side so I can stretch my hamstring. I'm keeping my hips as square as I possibly can so I'm in that just beautiful alignment and stretching the proper muscles that we need to stretch without taking anything else into it. All right, let's go ahead and come on forward. And go ahead and shoot that leg back. Again, it doesn't have to be graceful, but we're going to bring the other leg up. So now we bring that right foot up, move this back knee away, and then we're going to come into that lunge. Another thing that can kind of help too is you take one hand at a time up on the thigh. That will give you a little bit of assistance too. But we're going to move into that hamstring stretch. So we're going to shift the body back, flexing that foot, and then we're going to bring it forward. So now we're stretching the left hip, and then we're stretching the right hamstring, the back of that right thigh. Forward and back. And let's go one more forward and back. And let's hang out in this stretch now. So we stretch that left hip. Use your blocks, or you can take your hands up on that thigh. Just kind of play around with it and see what feels good. But just paying attention yet again to what the spine is doing. So we're in that beautiful neutral alignment position. And then let's go ahead and shift back. Flex the foot, making sure that we're not sinking too far into that left hip. And just allowing the back of the leg to relax a little bit. Your upper back may be rounded a little bit. I'm not going to get too nitpicky about having a flat back. So just kind of do whatever you can to feel that stretch on the back of the leg. And if this foot up is too much, you can just kind of let it relax a little bit. And then let's go ahead and shift it forward. All right. So we're going to stay in this position here, because what I'm going to have you do, again, your block will come in handy. You have 3 levels. You have this height, tallest, medium, lowest, and then the ground. So I'm going to go about this height. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take our left hand and bring it to the inside of that right foot. And then we're going to twist out to that right side, so away from that hand, and we're going to extend the arm up straight behind you. Or straight up, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and switch sides so you can get a better view of this. So we're opening up at the chest, and again, in that middle back, we're getting into those rotational muscles, really in the middle of the back. If you'd like, you can take your hand behind your back and make it a little bit more of a deeper stretch and just kind of twist up and out, maybe even looking back at the elbow. And then go ahead and bring everything down, and then we're going to push that leg back. And then we're going to bring the other leg up. Just switch sides again for you. So the left foot comes forward. We place the block on the inside of that foot, or really anything that you have. You may have to get a little creative. The right hand comes to the inner part of that foot. And then we're going to twist out to the left and extend our arm up. Looking up at the hand, and just trying to get as much rotation as you can. And then you can drop your hand behind your back if you want to deepen your stretch a little bit. Imagine somebody's pulling gently on your elbow to twist you, to open you up a little bit more. And lift it back up if it was bent. And then let's go ahead and release everything down. And then we're going to shift that leg back. All right, for our final stretch, we're going to do a little Simon Says here. So what I want you to do is I want you to cross, take your left foot, and I want you to cross it at the back of your right knee. So that's what it looks like. Then we're going to take this left hand and we're going to extend it out to the side. So that's what that looks like. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this left hip and we're gonna shift it back and diagonal. So it's almost like you're sitting back and down. We're gonna keep our shoulders as square as we possibly can, and we're really gonna get into this area of the body to stretch. And check in, are you pressing really hard into the floor? Just a nice light press into the floor. Really allow your hip to stretch. And then go ahead and bring it back up. Hand comes in. We release that back foot, and then we're gonna go to the other side. So we cross the right ankle behind that left knee. We take the right hand and we move it far out to the side, and then I'm gonna sit back and down to get into that hip on this side. So it's kind of at like a diagonal, you're almost at like a diagonal type movement here. And again, this is the area. And you may not get that far because you may be really tight, and one side may be tighter than the other. And then let's go ahead and shift it back up, take that hand in, release that foot, and we're gonna finish how we started. So we're gonna bring our big toes together, knees go out wide, grab your blanket if you need it, and let's sit back into that rest pose. Allowing your body just to rest and relax here. And then nice and slow, we're going to come on up into a tabletop position. And then come to a cross-legged position, sitting up nice and tall, maybe a little bit taller than earlier in the day. We're going to close those eyes and take the hands out to the sides. And let's take a nice deep inhale, lift those hands high up over the head. And as you exhale, put a smile on your face and open those eyes. Okay, great work. I hope you feel a little bit more range of motion in your body, maybe a little bit more flexible, and you feel good to go back to doing whatever you're doing at your job today. All right, let me know what you think of this video. Bye.